Hi folks, welcome back to Fishing with Den. Right, well, first proper day out fishing since the operation, and I'm on a club match. So I've actually drawn on the dam wall on a peg that I haven't drawn for probably 3 years. Water level's really low, the platform's up behind me up there. It's not as low as it has been in the past, but pretty low. Conditions at the moment, pretty cold. We're in the middle of winter, as you can probably see from the coat. It was down to about 2 degrees this morning. Water temperatures about 10 again. Haven't seen anything jumping yet, but it is early and it is winter. So anyway, plan for today. I've got 13 metres of pole, swim to the right, swim to the left, and feed really lightly. And I've got that little feeder rod with the flavour feeder on to go out a bit further, just to sort of see if that works or not. That's it. That's all I got today. There's no waggler. There's no method, nothing like that, and I really don't know what to expect. Whistle's going to be going in about 3-4 minutes, so I'll just quickly run you through what I've got on the way of the rigs. Well, rig, if I can find the one I'm using, that one. Right, I've got, what's that, just over 6 feet of water, 6.5 feet of water, 14 slick elastic, 6 pound main line, got a 1 gram float on, and now that obviously sounds quite heavy, but the wind's supposed to be 15 to 20 kilometres an hour, sorry, 15 to 25 kilometres an hour later on today, so I'm kind of working on that. Tend to find that the wind here gets up about 10 o'clock and it's coming up for 9 o'clock now. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I got a strong bulk down here. I haven't bothered to make them all number 8s or anything like that, no real finesse. They're just 4 number 4s, which I'll push together or not. Could have used an Olivet if I'd wanted to, but I didn't. Got a telltale shot just about 2 or 3 inches from the hook. Hook is a 14 B911 and it's on 020 matrix sinking line. Can't remember the actual name of the thing, but anyway, sinking line. The feeder rod is just the standard 12-foot rod. Got a Drennan rod, got a 2-ounce tip in it. Going to put that little feeder on in a second and we'll get going, but just wait for the whistle first, eh? Okay, and then I think it's time for a cup of tea. Oh, I will obviously just do a little bit of feeding on the pole line, but that's going to be minute. We'll do this for the first half an hour or so, see what happens, and then we'll try the pole line after that. Now, last match in here, it was cold then as well, and I think it was one with about 20 pounds by Richard, who was on that peg next door. He fished, I think he said, at 14.5 metres on the pole. I'm just going out to 13 today because I've got a flat spot there. And let's just hope the fish are obliging, eh? Right, so in the meantime, just a cup of tea. You can tell it's winter. That's half an hour in, 9:30 in the morning, and I haven't had a bite or any kind of indication on the tip. And I haven't seen anybody on the far bank over there catch anything. I can't see that way over there because there's a big tree in the way. And guy to the left of me, Steve, hasn't had anything either, so I'm on a par with everybody else, aren't I? Still, early days, early days. Haven't seen any fish jump either though, thinking about it. I think we'll give bread a try on the hook. I'm not sure it's going to make any difference because I haven't had any kind of indication on the tip, which is a bit disappointing, but we will try bread, and then after we've done that, we'll give it a go on the pole. I've been putting 1 or 2 bits of bait out on the pole, but on the pole line rather. So I don't know. It's going to be hard, isn't it? It's got 2 discs of I think a 6mm punch. Put it on the hair rig. Could do with some wind actually. Never thought I'd say that, but could do with the wind. Be the same as before. A couple of bits of corn in the base of the feeder, and top it off with, these are actually micro pellets. Right. There's actually 23 turns I notice on the tip. But 2023, it's all much of a muchness here. Depth's about the same. There are a lot of features in here, but just not where I'm chucking it. So, yeah, it's a flattish bit there, that'll do. I'm actually sitting on gravel, fairly decent sized gravel. This used to be a sand and gravel pit many years ago. God, that's a big splunge from there. Hope it doesn't affect my swim with all that. Anyway, big sand and gravel pit, sorry. And it just sort of slides off, but then there's channels and troughs and all sorts of things. But just not in front of me. Up at 3:45 in the morning to come here. It's a 400 kilometre or so round trip, which is what, I don't know, close to 300-mile round trip just to go to a club match, and I can't get a bite. But then I should have known that because it is winter. I keep saying that, but I was hoping to have had some sort of indication, but nothing. So I'm going to just pull the feeder in, and I'm going to have a quick go on the pole just to see what happens. I haven't seen anybody else catching, but that doesn't mean to say that they haven't caught, because I haven't really been concentrating on watching them. Richard is over there. You can probably just about see a big tree in the screen. He's the guy that won it from that peg last time, and he's the guy to watch here today. So if I don't catch anything, we'll zoom in on him. You can watch him catch. Right, let's do the near pole instead. Bread didn't work, did it? As I said, I'll go out at 13 metres, see what happens. Just sort myself out with the pole wrist. It's all wrong then, all wrong. Oh, get that, that's better. Right. Got two swims, 13 metres. One slightly to the right to a tree, and one slightly to the left to a tree. And I'm hoping that I can get one or two out of each swim and then alternate to the other one. I have been putting very odd bits of corn in. Sorry, it's going to get noisy now. We've got a flock of corellas just off to one side, and they shout at each other as they go by. Luckily, they went off to the right of us, but they're really noisy things when they're over the top of you. Well, nothing on the pole either, and I noticed that Richard over there has gone from half an hour on the tip on the feeder, had a go on the pole as well, and now he's back on the feeder as well, so he's obviously not catching. I haven't seen anybody else catch anything either. What time is it? It must be close to an hour in, I suppose. Yeah, 5:02. Going to be a hard one, guys. They might come on a bit later, you never know. Just keep feeding carefully. Right, back to the feeder. Big bank behind me. I'm in a row of trees, so a little bit awkward to get the pole behind me. Still. Go back and try the feeder. I'm going to stay on bread for a while actually. It seems to have been working well at Den's Pond this last few days. Last twice I've been there. I think I might just put a bigger sized disc on there this time. Go on to a 8mm disc just to see. Just keep ringing the changes. Right, they're going to be there now, thinking positive. He said hopefully. I don't know where the wind's supposed to be. It's supposed to be up to 25 k's an hour today, which is what, 15 miles an hour? But so far, it's flat calm. We could do with a bit of breeze just to move things about a bit. Right, that's the tip sorted out. I'd have a cup of tea, but got to be careful. I've had one cup. I had 3 cups in the flask. I've had 1 cup. Steve stole a cup's worth to thaw his maggots out. I'm using 1 cup for my lunch. So can't even do that. I don't have any maggots, as you know. Maggots over here cost an absolute fortune. Something like 20 quid for 300 maggots if you get them flown across. You can make your own, and I do occasionally, but I don't really use them, so no big deal. And we're an hour and a half in, and there's nothing else to report, except that in the last few seconds there's a fractional breeze just come out onto the top of the water. It's actually in the directly opposite direction to what they said in the weather, which is supposed to be that way, but it's going that way. But hey, it's a breeze. I still haven't seen anybody catch anything. I certainly haven't had a bite, just trying the pole, as you can see. But just catching a fish today might win you the match, I think. Anyway, hour and a half in.
You had anything?
Cool. No, mate, nothing at all. You?
I bumped one on the feeder about 10 o'clock.
Yeah?
That was it. Richard Craig's had 4.
Has he had 4, has he? I knew he had 2.
Huh?
I knew he had 2. I didn't know he'd got 4. Yeah.
Nothing.
No, I've never touched nothing at all, mate. Go for a start recording. Well, this has to be the smallest fish in the world, but it's a fish. Who knew? Literally. We are a long way in. It's one of those little crucian-y type fish. Not actually a crucian, as I've said before, but looks very like it. And it was a proper bite too. And it swallowed it. Well. Well, the fish let go. There we are. Tiny little fish in it. But it's a bite. Quite pleased about that. And we are something like 2.5 hours in, I believe. That was on bread. Do that again. Certainly took me by surprise. If I'm honest, I didn't actually think it was still on when I was bringing it in. It came in that easy, it was that small. But that's all right. All right. 1. We're on the board. We haven't blanked. I've gone down to the smaller bread as well, just the 6mm bread. So maybe that's what made the difference, don't know, but perfectly happy. Talking about going backwards and I still missed it. I don't know. How do you miss something like that? That should have just been on, shouldn't it? Still, it is 2 bites. Bread's okay, we'll continue with that. But 2 bites is 2 bites. 2 more than I thought I was going to get. It certainly made me jump. Maybe they're coming on as it gets a little bit warmer. Good old pull round there, wasn't it? Okay, so we're actually at the 3-hour point now. That's halfway, of course, and I've still had that one fish and that one bite, which presumably was a liner, but it did pull it round rather well. I think some of the others have had 1 or 2. Richard across there said at least 4. The other Richard next to him said at least 1. Howard's had 1. Guy next to he's had 1. It's kind of, still all to play for, because if he's only got 4 fish over there and he's in the lead, then as I say, it's all to play for. I'm going to have another quick go in with the feeder and get myself some lunch, and then I'm going to try the pole again, see what happens. That's some kind of a bite there. It's hardly anything of a bite. Just did that. Oh. Oh. Finally get a bite and it comes off. Well, I've just gone out on the pole. It's now 12:15, 3¼ hours in, and I'm starting to get odd indications. I've bumped that one fish and just missed another one. There's obviously something down there, and also the wind's just started to blow in as well, so hopefully things are starting to change. Got a bite? I'm pretty sure that was a bite. Definitely went under. And of course, this time, because I put the camera on it, it doesn't go under. Now, it may be that I've sort of bumped a couple out there and it spooked them a bit, so I'm going to just try the one to the right again in a second. Just give it another few seconds just in case. Check bait. Yep, got bait. Put the camera on again for you. There you go. Not me. Well, this didn't work either, did it? Oh, it did. Put in your mouth too soon, Dan. Literally. Pulled out again. What's going on here? Is it the hook? Good check. Can't afford to be losing fish today. Well, that feels pretty damn sharp. I don't know. This could get frustrating, couldn't it? And that was definitely on. Right, I'll go back to the left and see if there's any there again. I can't believe I'm bumping them like this. It's looking bite-like. Very slow though. Yes. Surely this time it's going to stay on. That was on a piece of sweet corn this time. Better fish than that 4-ounce one I had. Decent enough fish. Bad time. Fighting well for winter, isn't he? I don't think he's in the mouth. He's actually in a pectoral fin, I think. Where is he? Oops. That is actually in the pectoral fin. I wonder if I'm foul. Look at him. It doesn't make any sense though, does it? Still, got a fish. I'll put the sweet corn back on again because at least the fish stayed on this time. Let's see how we go. It isn't very big, whatever it is. This had been a summer match, I'd have been lifting this, but I'm not today. It's tiny, but hey. It's, oh God, what are you doing, Dan? Okay, it's tiny, but it's a fish. Again, one of those little crucially ones, which are apparently derivatives of goldfish, so I'm told. Nearly lost it then. This is kind of difficult, isn't it, guys? Kind of difficult. Another small one. Trying to catch something bigger than this if I'm going to get anywhere. Well, at least it's full. Caught up behind me now. Again, one of these crucian sorts of things. This one swallowed it though. Well, that's 4¼ hours in. Pole line's gone dead. Go back out on the feeder and just see. You never know. Well, a little tiny one, but it'll be 5 anyway. The fish are obviously starting to move a bit now, but unless everybody else has caught this same size, excuse me, unless everybody else has caught this same size, I'm going to be way behind. But it is 5. And the hooks fell out. Must be something to do with these little fish. Still casting to exactly the same place as earlier. It's 23 tons. And it's a dead easy chuck, isn't it? Not much deeper right there by the look of things than it is at the pole line, so don't know what the guys across the way have caught now. Although Richard, the guy that was catching on the pole, is now on the feeder, so maybe his have dried up as well. I'm just hoping that everybody's catching the same size of fish as I am. That's going to be another one of those little tiddly crucian light ones. First bite for ages. Tiny though, absolutely tiny. Six. Can't be all bad, can it? Actually, this is not as tiny as the other ones. This one is at least 6 ounces. Ooh, missed it. Proper bite too. Another little one. Well, at least it'll be 7 anyway. This one really is small though. I'm going to net him though, just in case. They all seem to be falling off today, so let's get this sorted out. Seems the carp don't want to show, it's just these crucial light ones. Excuse me, I'm blocked up at the moment, I don't know why. Slime over everything. It's very slow as you can see, but at least I'm putting hard fish in the net now. Still on the bread. Down to a single disc now though, instead of 2 discs. 6mm. And out we go again. Look, I've got stones up the pole, I can hear them. As I say, this used to be a sand pit or a gravel pit, so there's lots of it around. Okay, come on fish. Hurry up. Ooh, who knew? 2 and 2 casts. I think they're getting smaller though. Same again. Carp just don't want to know. Is that 8? I think it is. Right, it's 20 past 2. And this will be, what is it, 9-ish? Or is it 10? I can't remember. But anyway, 20 past 2, so I've got 40 minutes to go. If I can keep doing this, you never know, I might get a chance of a place somewhere. I suppose it all depends on how many people have caught bigger fish. Quite strong when they try these things. I'm having to hold them to them quite hard. Right. Shame it couldn't have done this all day. Yeah, well, don't be greedy then. Strike, don't strike, make your mind up, Dan. GoPro, start recording. Oh, it's a bigger one. I don't know how much bigger, but it is bigger. This one's definitely worth having as long as he stays off. I think this is probably a proper carp. Say a proper carp. A common carp. Caught on the back of his dorsal as well. I don't know, is that about 11 fish? It's only just in his gob. Come on. It's amazing how difficult it can be to get a barbless hook out sometimes. Right, I think we've got about 20 minutes to go. Shows that perseverance pays off, doesn't it, sometimes? Whether it's enough to get me any money or not, I don't know. Okay, well, we've got probably just less than a minute to go. I've had, what, 11 or 12 fish. The wind didn't turn up, did it? So much for the weather forecast. 25k an hour winds, 15 mile an hour winds. It's flat calm. Anyway, it's actually not turned out quite as bad as I thought it was going to in the first half of the match. I've had, what, 11 or 12 fish, so that's not too bad. I don't know that I've come anywhere because obviously I've heard of other people catching fish, but hopefully they were all the same size as mine, those little tiny ones. Anyway, we'll do the weigh-in in a sec, and oh, thought I had a bite then. We'll do the weigh-in in a second. I won't get the results till later as usual, but for you, I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Okay, so the results are in. I've got them here. And turns out, would you believe, I came second, which was a bit of a surprise considering I haven't fished the place for 3 months. And last time I fished it, it was actually quite warm weather. So, quite pleased about that. Turns out I had 4.86 kilos, which, because we do ours in kilos, which is about 10 pounds. Now, as I say, I came second, and old Richard, who was across on the other bank by the tree, as I mentioned before, came first and beat me again. But I'm getting my excuses in here. He gets to fish the thing and practice on it, so that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. But no, well done, Richard. He had 6.54 kilos, which is about 14.5 pounds, something like that. So yeah, good weight on the day, because it was a hard day, wasn't it? That first 3 hours with no fish whatsoever. And then what saved the day was those little crucian-like fish, which are basically some kind of derivative of goldfish, as I've said before. The normal carp, commons and mirrors just didn't want to show, and those little crucians did save the day. I think I probably had, what, 2 normal carp, common carp, but hey, I came second. I'm really pleased, but I actually beat Howard out of second place. He had 4.80 kilos to my 4.86. So it's like always happens on these matches. You either beat someone by a couple of ounces or you get beaten by a couple of ounces. Luckily, Richard beat me by a fair old margin. So yeah, well done again, Richard. But look, I'm quite pleased. It was a cold day. I persevered and I got there in the end. I think, you know, second, I know it was only a club match, but second, still some good anglers on there. I've thoroughly feel that I deserved the second out of that for all the effort I put in. But hey, you've watched the video. Let me know what you think too. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, click the like button. If you want to subscribe, that's great. And if you want to contribute, doesn't matter how much, that's always great too. So, I'll see you next time then. Bye for now.